In the first video, we explained Lead K and how we already have similar laws here in Minnesota since 2007. In the second and third videos, we explained the laws we have for language acquisition and kindergarten readiness for Minnesota children who are deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing. In this fourth video, we will explain how these laws make a difference to children and their families in Minnesota. Part C services covers children in special education, not just deaf and hard of hearing from the age of 0 to 3. Here's a bit of quick data. Children who are left in Part C turned 3 years of age or left early intervention services between July 1st, 2016 and June 30th, 2017. 110 children reported to having hearing loss. 32 of the 110 had cognitive delay or disability. Part B services cover children in special education, not just deaf and hard of hearing, from the age of 3 to 5 years old or until they transition to kindergarten. Here's a bit of quick data. Children who are left Part B preschool special education services between July 1st, 2016 and June 30th, 2017 to transition to kindergarten. 133 children reported to have hearing loss. 46 of the 133 had cognitive delays or disability. This and more data will be reported to the legislature this year and published on the Minnesota Department of Education website. In 2017, the first students identified with the Universal Newborn Hearing Screening were tested in the Minnesota Comprehensive Assessment, MCA's, third grade reading scores last year, and their scores will be available this year, 2018. We will see the outcomes of early identification from these scores thanks to the Memorandum of Understanding shared between the Minnesota Department of Health and the Minnesota Department of Education. Minnesota is one of the very few states that have data sharing agreements. Numbers only, no personal information. The scores will be shared on the Minnesota Early Childhood Longitudinal Data System website. The children who were born in 2007 are now around 11 years old. These children and their younger peers are still on their journey through Minnesota's education system and have hopefully meet their milestones as they grow. These children and their families have the following programs and services available to them thanks to the community advocates and our state laws. Newborn screening or early identification. Hearing aid loaner bank. Deaf family mentor program. Parent-to-parent support. Deaf and hard of hearing role model program. We hope this 4-part video series answers your questions about what Minnesota has in place for language acquisition, data collection, and kindergarten readiness for children who are deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing. Our system is not perfect, But we have the laws in place for kindergarten readiness and language acquisition. We all want successful outcomes for these students who are deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing. If you have any questions, please send us your questions through our online form so that we can respond. Thank you.